So, have you ever felt like you've learned all the grammar? You have a pretty good vocabulary, but when you speak English, something just sounds a little off?
Oh, totally. Like you're speaking textbook English and not, real everyday English that people actually use.
Exactly that. Well, today, we're gonna fix that. We're talking about those simple, super common, everyday words that can instantly help you start sounding more native.
I love that. Hi everyone, I'm Veronica,
And I'm Adam. Welcome to English with Adam.
the podcast where we help you learn to speak English the natural way.
All right, so where should we start? I think a great first word, one you hear all the time, is literally.
Ooh, okay, I hear this one constantly, but I feel like people use it in a way that doesn't make sense, like it's not literal.
You're exactly right. So literally has two jobs. The first is its traditional dictionary meaning, something that actually truly happened. For example, the city of Pompeii was literally buried in ash. It really happened.
Right, that makes sense, the factual meaning.
But, and this is the key to sounding native, in modern informal English, we use it for emphasis. It's a way to exaggerate. It basically means very or really.
Okay, so when my friend says I literally died laughing, she doesn't mean her heart stopped.
No, hopefully not. She just means she laughed really, really hard. Or you might hear, this pizza is literally the best thing I've ever eaten. It's just for adding emotion and emphasis.
That clears it up so much more. It's a feeling word, not always a fact word. I'm literally gonna use that all the time now. See?
Perfect, you got it. Okay, moving on to our third word. It's basically. This is another super useful one. We use basically to give a summary or the most important point of something. It's like saying in short or to put it simply.
So if someone asks a complicated question, you can use it to give a simple answer.
You've got it. Imagine someone asks, can you explain the plot of that new sci-fi movie? You could say, well, it's complicated, but basically it's about time travel gone wrong.
Okay, it cuts out all the unimportant details. So for this episode, I could say, basically, we're just learning a few keywords to sound more natural.
That is a perfect use of the word. It's a great little tool for summarizing. And sometimes people use it as a filler word, just to pause and think, like, so basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's very, very common.
Good to know. It's nice to know about those little filler words that make you sound more human and less like a robot.
Right. Okay, our third one isn't really a word, but a set of, well, reductions. I'm talking about gonna, wanna, and gotta.
The classics. Going to, want to, and got to.
Exactly. Now, the important thing to remember is that these are for speaking. You almost never want to use them in formal writing, like an essay or a business email.
Okay, that's a really important rule. Speaking only.
Right. But in conversation, using them is essential. Saying, I'm going to the store sounds a little stiff. A native speaker would almost always say, I'm gonna go to the store.
It's so true. It sounds so much faster and more natural. Same with wanna, I guess. Like, do you want to get a coffee instead of do you want to get a coffee?
Precisely. And gotta is for have got to, which means must or need to. So, I have got to finish my homework becomes,
I gotta finish my homework.
there you go. It just makes speech flow so much more smoothly. It's one of the biggest yet simplest things you can do to change how you sound.
That's awesome. I feel like that one is easy to practice. You just have to start doing it.
And our last word for today is actually.
Oh, another good one. I'm not always sure when to use this correctly.
Yeah, it can be tricky. Actually, it's often used to gently correct someone or to introduce a surprising or unexpected piece of information.
Okay. So, like if a friend said, I'd bet their coffee is expensive, I could say, actually, it's pretty cheap.
That is a perfect example. You're correcting them, but in a soft, polite way. It's less harsh than saying, no, you're wrong.
That makes sense. It's a bit more gentle. What about the surprising information part?
So you could say something like, he looks really serious, but he's actually very funny. The second part is unexpected. Or, I thought I'd hate this movie, but I'm actually really enjoying it. You're contrasting what's expected with what is real.
That's a really useful one for conversations. It adds a little bit of nuance.
It does. So, let's do a quick recap of what we talked about. All right, are you ready for a few more? These next ones are all about sounding less direct and a bit more flexible.
Okay, first we had literally, which is used for facts, but more often for emphasis. Ooh, I like that. Sometimes English can feel very blunt.
Then we had basically for summarizing or getting to the main point.
It can. Let's start with I guess. We use this to show we're not 100% sure about something, or maybe we agree but with some reluctance.
Then gonna, wanna, and gotta to make your speaking flow better.
So it's like saying, I think so, but I'm not certain. For example, if someone asks, is the store still open? I could say, it's almost 9 p.m., so I guess so.
And finally, actually, to correct someone politely or add surprising information.
Exactly. It softens your statement. You're not making a strong declaration. It can also show reluctance. For instance, if your friend asks, do you want to go for a run in the rain? You might say, I guess, if you really want to. Wow, just those 4 things? I can already see how they would make a huge difference in a conversation. I can definitely see myself using that. It's a polite way of not being super enthusiastic. What's next?
They really do. They are the building blocks of sounding natural. And that's basically all the time we have for today. See, I used it. Next up are sort of and kind of. They're basically twins. You can use them interchangeably.
Very smooth. Well, if you all found this helpful, please be sure to give this episode a like and subscribe to English with Adam so you never miss a lesson. Okay, and what do they do?
And please leave a comment below. Let us know another English word or phrase that you find tricky. We actually read all of them, and we might just feature it in a future episode. They make descriptions less precise. We use them when something is a little bit true, but not completely. For example, is the movie scary? You could answer, it's kind of scary, but not really a horror film. Or, the soup is sort of spicy.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. So it's for those in-between feelings. Not yes or no, but a little bit. Like, this podcast is sort of my favorite thing ever. No, it's literally my favorite.
Bye for now. A nice one. Exactly, it adds that nuance. And native speakers often shorten kind of to kinda and sort of to sorta when speaking. It's kinda late.
Kinda and sorta. Got it. That's another great tip for sounding natural.
Okay, last one, and this is a big one. The word light.
Oh, this word is everywhere. I know it's used for comparisons, like the sky is like a blue canvas, but I hear it in so many other ways.
You're right, it has its traditional job for making comparisons, just like in your example. He's like a brother to me is another one. But it has 2 other huge informal jobs.
Okay, what's the first informal one?
The first is as a filler word. People use it to pause or to soften what they're saying. For example, I was like so surprised to see him there. It doesn't really add any meaning, it just fills the space.
I hear that all the time, especially with younger people. Is it considered bad English?
Not necessarily bad, but it is very informal. You wouldn't want to use it in a job interview, but in casual conversation, it's incredibly common. Overusing it can be a bit distracting, but using it here and there is perfectly normal.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not wrong, just casual. What's the other big one?
This is a really common one. We use it to introduce a quote or to describe what someone said or thought. It's called the quotative like. For instance, my friend saw the spider and she was like, "Get it out of here."